Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, today is March 1st, 2013, and this is the KNKL EMMA stream, day 30, where we learn to be better artists and create comics. Now, for those of you who are actually tuning in today, how many of you are there? A few lucky people. I just wanted to say thank you once again for being willing to wait an extra day while I went and did some research yesterday with my friend David Ellison, who is one of the story developers with me on Emma. And today we are just going to be relaxing, doing our usual thing, jumping right back into where we were with the comic. And yeah, today's going to be a very laid-back stream, so I encourage you guys to post any comments or any questions in the side there that you would like me to answer. And yeah, we're just gonna have a good old-fashioned fun time today. Good old-fashioned fun. So, as you know, last time we left off with this here. We're gonna be drawing our ant-sized motorcycle gang. Meanwhile, I'm going to be eating my hearty supper. Mexican rice. So good. Because as I have learned, I do not give the best presentation on an empty stomach. And what's even worse is when I have food sitting there, like the one time my dad brought tacos from Del Taco over, and they were sitting there taunting me for the whole hour while I was working, and I had not eaten anything that day. So we don't want a repeat of that. So let's go ahead and get right into more of the sketching, right? We've drawn our motorcycle dudes up here, including Tank, ATV Man, Clem is right there. I think this was Hogarth right up here. Let me move the canvas over so you can actually see it. There you go, there's Hogarth. And then you have Tron Bike Man right there. He's doing that. He's leaning all forward on it. He's got the Tron bike. That's good. That's very good. And that makes us very, very happy. So now we're going to be drawing the same guys over again. And bite-sized. Fun-sized. Fun-sized biker gangs that will headbutt you and punch your face in. That's always tons of fun. Okay. So a good question to ask yourself is, what do you do? How do you draw a biker gang that small? Well, I don't really know, so we're going to figure it out. So here we go. Let's go ahead and pick our color. Pick our poison. And we are on the layout. This is very good. This is very good. So I think what's going to work well here is being sure that we zoom out and take a look at how big our viewers are going to be viewing the page, making sure we're not putting in excess detail where it doesn't need to be put. All right? Let's say that a guy is about this size, right? So let's just kind of draw in some stick men. Let's just draw in some stick men riding some stick bikes. Stick men riding slick bikes. That would make me very happy. But today was a good day. Today was a very, very good day, people. And let me tell you why. Because I went to Home Depot. I ventured out to Home Depot today. And I was gathering some supplies for the upcoming sales of the Emma Issue 1 poster. So, check it out. I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview of what you're going to get. Oh, okay. So, check it out. In fact, I'll show this on the big cam. Alright. So, check it out. So one of the things that I want to make sure that I do for you guys when I send these out is I'm going to be shipping them flat to you. I'm not going to be rolling them up in a tube because that may compromise the quality, and nobody likes getting a poster in the mail that's been rolled up into a ball, right? So a couple of the things that you're going to be getting when you finally order this is you're going to be getting this hand signature here, and I'll be numbering here, and I'm also going to create a golden sticker, you know, that's going to act as like a proof of authenticity. It's going to be really cool. It will probably feature golden buttons or something like that. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, basically if you want like a special message or something, I'll put it up here. This is just me just like messing around with the permanent marker, seeing how it'll look. And then on the back, you'll have such things as another signature here, acting as another proof of authenticity, a number there, and then it'll have a one-of-a-kind sketch from yours truly. So these are going to be going on sale within the next couple weeks. And yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a preview of that. And then, I mean, I just got some tracing paper and stuff so I can kind of line the package. Make sure that it arrives at your doorstep in good condition. And yeah, I got some fun things planned as well for like the packaging. Even though I'm just going to be like wrapping it in like cardboard or something, I'm probably going to do something cool that makes it look like when you get it in the mail, you can be like, oh, I know what this is, right? And get all excited. So, plan to see those within the next couple weeks. Along with, as you watch me eat, along with, is that professional? Is it professional to eat on stream? I even eat professionally. That is how good I am. Alright, so expect to see those in the next couple weeks. Along with issue 2, part 1. I'm so excited to release this issue. It's going to be really, really cool. In fact, since you guys are tuning in on Friday, I might give you a little sneak peek. Of one of the upcoming pages. Yes! If you guys would like that. Give you guys a little sneak peek of one of the upcoming pages. Because you are so good and obedient and joining me on Friday. Oh, yes. And people on YouTube, they're just, watching it later at their convenience. But, you know what I'm saying. Or I could take down the stream and only show the people who are here today. That would be devious of me. How devious. I don't know if I'm feeling that evil today, though. Okay, so really, I think the biggest thing to consider here is don't worry about too much detail. Focus mostly on your silhouettes, right? So we got this happening here. This is supposed to represent Tank's bike, right? So we don't have to worry about all this stuff in here. All we really got to worry about is just the outer shape, everything that's happening on this outer edge. And then let's zoom out and see, this is what our viewers are going to be seeing here. And, I think that's about right. Surprisingly, I thought he looked big for a second, but if he rolled up, like imagine him kind of coming down this trail, right, and then stopping right here. Look at how big he is. If he stood up, he would probably be about that tall, right, and he would walk in here. Yeah, looks about right. All right. All right. Awesome. Awesome, mate. And I say that because I see Alicia over here in the chat, so I can talk like that now. Oh, have new things been submitted to the lovely lane? Killnerv is saying check the lovely lane. Maybe if you submitted something. He's also asking about an update from Scion. Unfortunately, I did not get anything today. And I checked like their website, no update, no nothing. Nobody's on Facebook saying like, hey, I'm gonna go, hey, chose me, Nobody's like freaking out, so yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm not banking on it. I'm not banking on it. I'm not waiting on anything. Killnerv, there's nothing new on the lovely lane. It's just this awesome piece by Alicia and then our comic right there from Aussie, but that's kind of old by now. That's at the middle of the month. Something cool that I figured out about Facebook is that you can do this. I can edit it and then reposition the photo, because originally it was like this, right? It was originally like over here like that, and so I scooted it over so everybody could see the genius of the piece, unless you really wanted people to look at the name, at your calligraphy or your type design there, Alicia. In which case, I apologize. But anyway, back to where we left off. Enough procrastinating. Wait, one more procrastination. Gotta finish this. Mm. 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 You see that technique, how I like actually place the plate in my mouth a little bit and then kind of scoop it? That's the way the pros do it. That's the way you do it! Okay, so this is representing Tank's bike here. Then we're going to go ahead and let's do Clem. Clem's bike is going to be back here, right? And then we also got to have, in fact, this is probably going to start getting a little bit more suggestive back here. I always say suggestive, but that always makes me think of naughty things. I don't know if that's what the word that I'm searching for. Simplified. Simplified. So we'll draw Clem there. That little shape represents Clem. That is good. It's good. Good. Got a little cow scoop on there. Like it. And let's make sure we are being consistent. So we got ATV man over here. Let's draw ATV man a little bit over to the side here. I don't want it to clash too much with Tank's head. So, yeah. I might have to alter the arrangement of these bikers a little bit more because, you know, this is the trail and this is supposed to be them. So I might actually have to alter the way they're positioned. Maybe I'll put Tank a little bit further back. It looks almost like a Tyco RC little race car thing. Little Tyco RC. Which one was that with the 3 wheels and? Or no, it was 4 wheels, but it had the tip on the end of it that like spun around. I think it was called like the Tornado or something. I liked it. I liked Tyco RC. I think one of my favorite toys that I got from them was, I think it was called the Regenerator. It was this RC car that was built to like run into walls and then it would like crunch together and then there was a switch that you'd press to make it fan back out again. And it had like this rubber kind of end on it, or it had like a rubber like body on it, so when it would crunch it would look all cool and like mangled and then it would like stretch back out. That was really fun. I miss those days. There we go. And again, don't worry too much about making it look right, especially after I did that one. I was like, wow, I can really get away with very little detail here. In fact, I'm gonna kick the ATV guy back this way. This is so fun. This is so fun. Just drawing shapes. And let's give his flag. I'm gonna exaggerate the flag that way. It looks a lot cooler from back here. That way we can clearly see what is happening. Yes. Tron Bike Man. Come on. Tron Bike Man. I choose you. Okay, there we go. Tron Bike Man is complete. And then we just got our little dust cloud coming up over here. It's good. Tron Bike Man is a winner. And I want to make sure that this gang looks pretty like formidable, like pretty big. So what I'm gonna do is I think that Tank's actually looking kind of small compared to these guys now. So I'm gonna make him just a little bit bigger. There we go. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start kind of throwing in shapes here that are gonna represent just more guys. More peoples. More bikers. Yeah. And I'm just gonna do that to my heart's content. So we got Hogarth there. So I'll put him over here. This is funny. These shapes are starting to become very rudimentary. Everybody back here is like, with all the dust everybody's kicking out. Maybe I'll make like a part in the dust that way. Well, they do have like masks on, so maybe that's fine. They'll just have masks and, you know, just draw a bunch of shapes back here. Also got to make sure I'm drawing the little kind of cargo thing that this guy's carrying. Just like a bunch of little shapes. I'm starting to realize that as you do things like this, like as you draw like a bunch of guys on motorcycles in the distance and you have to be reduced down to shapes, I'm starting to realize very quickly that you can get away with a lot. And I think you should focus more on just what are the main things that you want people to see. You know, like, okay, there's the guy's head and this is his arm. And I was zooming in. You know, you look at these shapes and it's like wheel, body, something on it, right? And that's it. That's all you need to draw a guy on a motorcycle. Don't you wish it was always that easy? And then I think strategically, you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of noise around them. You know, like all these little dust things. I'm going to kind of erase those a little bit just to make sure that I'm not overtaking and like clouding the area, right? Have areas of rest, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Areas of visual rest. So you can have like a giant, you know, dust cloud and not have to worry about, you know, not have to worry about drawing too many shapes. But I do want to draw other guys back here, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of duplicate and keep drawing some motorcycles. Simpler as they go back. Even simpler. This will be like a trailer with some supplies on it. That's good. Go ahead and turn that into one shape. Really good. Well, Killnerve, if you want, you can submit something and then tell me to check out the Facebook page. That's a good way. I usually like it when people submit something and then I hadn't seen it earlier, and then they call me out on it during the show, and then I go and see it, and then you can see my reaction. You can see my reaction seeing it for the first time, if you would like to. If that would just brighten your day, then you go ahead and do that. Yeah. Drawing more motorcycle people. Motorcycle people. So fun. This is just too much fun. Okay, now I get to the point where I start kind of drawing in more scribbles, kind of just drawing in kind of general shapes, getting stuff done. Know what I'm saying? Quad man, another quad guy. Let's get him on there. Yeah, cool. Cool, just want to get a general idea. General idea, right? And again, make sure we're not crowding the area with too much detail. And have this dust cloud go back in the distance like that. I'd say that's pretty good. It's not bad. Yeah, I like that. And just looking at that, you can tell that there's like a concentration of guys, and then you're like, oh, motorcycles, motorcycles, motorcycles. And you see these guys here, so it's very easy for you to translate that to that. In fact, I'm going to move this guy slightly more in. He's kind of a little bit too off by his lonesome. In fact, I'm moving back here. Making some small Photoshop adjustments. And then let's go ahead and draw in that path that we want them to be following, right? Gotta have a path. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the reference of the house before, just to make sure, because this whole area is kind of like a really open negative space, and I don't really like that. I kind of want to throw in something there, but I don't know exactly what I could put there. So, one moment while I pull that up. Go ahead and go here. And let's go to this. Alright, we got a reference here. Going to be taking a look right here at that. And so look here, and you know you got that path going back there, but what lies behind this house? What is behind the house? That is the question we are about to solve, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe, you know, what's in their backyard? A little swing set, some, you know, logs, maybe like a little fire pit. I don't know. Trees, more trees. I don't know. Let us explore this together. By the way, I do deem today is a very much more laid back daily because we have the candle. When you see the candle going, that means that it is a more relaxed daily. Friday we come together, and as friends we join together. As friends and artists, fellow artists, we come together and we talk about stuff. And that means if you see that candle going, it means you can ask questions at any time, and I'll take a quick look over. And yeah, I can answer your questions at any time. You don't have to wait until the last 5 minutes. Or if you'd rather just sit and watch me make the comic, then that is totally fine as well. All right. So I don't want to forget about these bushes. There's like some vegetation going on here that I will not miss. And again, don't want to worry too much about this because this is actually all going to be painted in eventually. And is that a bleed panel all the way down? No, it's not. That does not bleed all the way down. All right, we also don't want to forget about our water tank here, right? Remember the famous water tank that Emma ran to and splashed her face with? It's good. Actually, it wouldn't be that close to the house. It would be more like out here. It would be more in this general area. There we go. And let's go ahead and put the bucket there as well. I has a bucket. I has un bucket. And that's good. Little nozzle there. Let's get that going. And let's have like the shadow going that way. Like, where do I want the sun to be coming from? I think in the last panel the sun was kind of coming from behind them, so maybe we'll kind of kick it this way. Well, also the sun in Emma's world was coming like from here, whereas their sun is like coming from there. I don't want to confuse people. But I might be thinking too much into it. I think I'll just set the scene for how I want it to be. And I think I kind of feel like I want to make the sun kind of coming from this direction. So there'll be like shadows being cast down this way. It's my world, dang it! I make up the rules. Plus, it'll look a lot more gloomy and scary. And we like those things. Gloomy and scary. Okay. So also right here, looks like we got some vegetation going on. So let's not forget that. And we got like a tree thing going on here. Multiple trees here and here and here. One back like that. Maybe this will be like a kind of like a hill going down. And it'll be like a hill behind the house. I kind of like that. And this is kind of like a little bit of a canyon almost. Like this is the like whenever I'm kind of designing like landscape, I kind of think of it in like a grid line, you know, so this goes down, this is like a hill, like that. And then that is kind of a good way for me to remember later that that's what I want to do when I go in and paint, and then I'll just get rid of those lines later. So I'll have like a hill back here. Yeah, like that. Then we'll have the trail curve back this way. Have some more trees going on over here. But like a huge lake. Oh, I kind of do like that. I could see a lake there too, yeah. Because in the frame before, in this frame, you know, we have the stream. So where does the stream go? Yeah. Maybe the stream goes back here and then there is a lake type thing. That'd be cool. I could see that. I might just experiment with that. I might experiment with a little lake. Yeah. Maybe there can be like a little body of water here. But then where does it go? Where does it go? Maybe I'll just kick it back this way. It'll go like behind the mountains, like that. Lake! Lake house. And we'll have like a little pier here. Little thingy. Maybe a little sunken boat. You know, it's kind of like crashed up on the shore. And it's kind of in pieces. Broken into pieces like that. Looks like a little banana or something. But that is okay. Yeah, it's a little body of water. I'll make it much bigger. Let's make it go all the way back here. All the way back there. Yeah, now it looks much bigger. Much bigger. And let's go ahead and draw on these things here. And let's have that big old cloud of dust. Cloud of dust. Yeah. And we'll have like the cool reflection type thing happening, you know, like in lakes. What lakes do. That thing that lakes do, we're going to have that. That is going to be featured here. And yeah, we'll have like all kinds of little vegetation kind of growing along the side. Like that. Like that. Yeah, that's not bad. Yes. I do like it. And we'll have like some rocks or something. You know, because rocks. Rocks sometimes exist. IRL. Now I'll draw some more trees, vegetation, stuff going on over here. Again, flow. Look at even this curve. This curve of this kind of goes here and points to that guy, right? Or it could curve down here. Or it follows to the road and then goes down here. And then you look at the house. So even the planning of how I'm drawing the landscape is also helping tell the story. Even this, like this point, is kind of pointing in the same direction that the bikers are going. All kinds of little subtleties you can use to your advantage. Yeah, but this is looking really good, actually. I'm really enjoying this. I'm liking the way this looks. I just like it. I like it. And I'll have it kind of going down into like a little bit of a hill here too. So the basically the house and the trail is kind of raised up off the ground. I kind of like that. And this part is kind of curving a little bit much. I'm gonna kind of curve it just a little bit less. Curve it just a little more subtly. There you go. All right. Wow, I actually really like this. I really like this landscape we've created, guys. I think this is going to work out really well for the painting. And what do we start with? Nothing? Ah, yeah, look at all that. Look at all the character we've added here. You know, now we can really start to see the depth of this area. I think this is going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun to paint. All right, guys. So I think it's high time we go ahead and move on into another page of the comic. Not too late into the comic, just early enough that it's a sneak peek. All right, so let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's go ahead and jump to a later page. And let me pull that up right now. And we will be masking this one because I've already done the lines on it, and we're just going to move right into masking. And we'll kind of prepare for color. Alright guys, so here is a brand new page that you have never seen before, except for you've seen that panel with Nico in it. So we're going to go ahead and begin masking. Masking, yes. Yes. Wait, hang on one second. Gotta make sure I save out that other page. Save that one for later. And again, I hope you guys are okay with me showing this. I don't think that this really spoils anything. It's one of the earlier pages, so yeah, it shouldn't. And yeah, I'll let you guys imagine what the characters are saying to each other right here. Alright, so the first thing that I like to do now, as you know, when I start my masks, is I like to lessen the opacity of the frames. I was about to say opacity. Some people say opacity, and I don't know. I've been watching a lot of like Photoshop tutorials, and a lot of people say opacity, which is probably the right way to say it, but I say opacity because I'm smart. And did that even make a line? No, it did not, because I'm not on the right thing. Alright. So the first thing I like to do is close off these lines here. Super fun time. Actually, let's go ahead and select all of this. This whole thing is going to be getting masked. Good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and very, very quickly close off any little openings that I don't want to be filled, right? Like that little opening. That's not big enough. Looks like the rest of it is good. Yep. On to the next. Let's take care of these dudes. Biker dudes. I have fallen in love with drawing motorcycles. I thought that I was going to hate drawing motorcycles. But it's actually been a lot of fun. I'm still not great at it, but, you know. It's the new experience. It's the challenge of a new experience, and I love that. Love it. All right. Let's go ahead and close off Nico. Oh. Don't want to forget his bandana. By the way, Alicia, I think I'm going to steal your colors. By the way, I thought it was funny how you interpreted this. You interpreted this little shape right here. Let me actually grab this so you can see it. This little shape right here, you interpret it in your own way and made it into your own skull design, which I kind of liked a little bit more too. But I've already like done the rest of the comic, and I don't know, maybe I could go back and change it. The skull design is actually a little bit, it's it's different than the way that you drew it. But I can see how you thought that it looked that way from seeing just this panel. Again, you got the good ideas. You got the good ideas. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're gonna be working for me. One day. One day. All right. So let's go ahead and... Oh! Forgot that guy's head. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. All right. Good. Dropping frames. I hope it's just because I'm moving the thing around a lot. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. All right, moving back into this. Okay, so next up what I do is I take the magic wand, and now I get rid of the frames entirely. And what you should be left with is your art that is ready to be magic wanded. Like that. And now let's check and make sure it's not invading any areas that we don't want it to. No, it looks like it selected everything outside there. Good. Select all. Uh-oh, it got into here. How did it do that? Oh, right there. How could I miss that? Oh. Okay. You gonna work? Come on, baby. There we go. Let's try that again. So select everything. Then select the inverse of that, and that should take care of everything inside, right? We selected the white space, and now we just selected the inverse. So now what we have is basically the selection done very, very quickly for our characters. And I can't believe I used to do these all by hand. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. But you figure out ways to do things quicker as you go along, right? Looks like something happened there. I'll have to go back and check that. See how much easier that is? Now all the silhouettes are already done, and your characters are all ready to be colored. And yeah, that just saves a lot of headaches. It's much better than taking the lasso tool and going through and just being like, that's the way I used to do it. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Okay, so let's grab a couple ink brushes and let's go ahead and trim away a couple of the parts that we don't want. A little bit of opening there, and we need to not forget about these guys. We can go ahead and delete that 1 pixel line that we laid down before because we don't need that anymore. That was layer 3, right? What layer is that on? Did I create that on another layer? That's weird. I seriously don't know what layer that is on. Oh, that's just that's the wand selecting that and then coloring it in. Oh, okay. That freaked me out for a second. Okay, so yeah, we can go ahead and delete those lines that we laid in so that we closed off our artwork. And then we can just continue manually painting masks. Which is not the funnest thing, but it must be done. Now let's go ahead and get those frames back in there. Finish these puppies off. Sweet. Like it. Like it. All right. So let's go ahead and keep this back here. Let's go ahead and reduce the saturation of that so it's more gray, and we can remember what we want to do with our backgrounds. And let's go ahead and start selecting our second mask, right? And this will be skin. Usually I start with like the grand mask that covers all the characters, and then I'll go in and basically start selecting out what I want to remain. So I need to pull up the sketch of Tank over here. So I can remember what part of him is skin and what part is beard. Okay, cool. Cool. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Okay. Now, is there any skin showing of these guys? Arguably, no. Well, I guess this part's kind of skin. Yeah, whatever, why not? Why not? Let's get in there. Get close up in there. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so that'll be skin. Not much skin happening here. The pirates are pretty covered up. Whoops. There we go. Let's grab Nico. That's good. And let's grab Nico's face. That about does it. Alright, guys. So if you recall, I talked to you guys once about why I don't do the wand anymore. And that's because there would be like these little imperfections along the line, like as I'm coloring, right? Like these little gray pixels will appear, and that drives me crazy. But I figured out a way to avoid that. And I'm sure all of you know this trick already, but I just figured it out for myself a little while ago. And that is if you right-click right here and you choose Refine Edge, it'll take you to this cool little thing. Right? This cool little tool that enlarges your selection. As such. And you hit OK. And then see, look at that. Now it's selecting just a little bit more inside. It's selecting just a little bit more inside the line. And that is very good. Huh. Ah, that's good. So now when you fill it with a slightly lighter color, you should be in good shape. And you shouldn't have to worry about those gray lines interfering with your life anymore. Interfering with your happiness in your life. Sometimes I'll go back in and just kind of double check it. Just kind of go over it really quickly. And I like that. Looks good. All right. So next, I think I'll move on to the bikes. I think the motorbikes are going to be another big thing we need to separate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I might end up lassoing some of those things. Kill Nerve saying, "Where's the kid?" That's almost exactly what he says. That's very, very close to what he says. Yes. Yes. See, Kill Nerve, you could be writing the comic. That's how awesome you are. Or maybe that's how predictable my comic is. All right. Bikes. Come here, bikes. It's time to get painted. Shoopa de whoopa. And I don't think I'm going to bother lassoing this one. I think I'm just going to, or wanding it even. I think I'm just going to manually paint it because you got all these little intricacies in here. Or at least right here. I think maybe I'll select the rest of it. So I can select this here. Yeah, but then you got all this over here. I'm just gonna manually do it. Whatever. You know, it was funny when I was a kid and I was like coloring pictures. I didn't even like coloring or like masking pictures back when I was in like grade school, right? So I made like a game out of it. And the way that I did it was I would pretend that it was like it was filling up. It was filling with water, right? So I'd take this shape and I would start like filling it with water, right? And I'd draw like a place where the water was like spilling in. So I'd be like that, right? And I just like start filling it up like that. And it made it into like a fun little game for me, right? Don't laugh. Just shows you how much I really didn't like. I mean, I love to work with color, but it was so boring, like filling in an area. So naturally, I made a little game out of it. And yeah, you should guys try it. You should try it yourself if you have to manually mask something. It'll make the time pass a little bit better. A little bit faster. Fill it up like it has a leak. Okay. Is that? Oh, okay, that's his other finger. Okay. Freaked me out for a second. Oh, their fingers are also flesh. Dang it. So I'll need to go back and add that. Where's the kid? I think he's over there, senor. That's what this guy's saying. Except he'd need a mustache, so he was gonna say. I think he's over there, senor. Senor Tank. ¿Dónde está los niños? El niño. ¿Dónde está el niño? Yeah. Yeah. Translating. Speaking of that, I'm like super pumped that people are like translating the comic into Korean and like posting it on League of Legends sites and making a ruckus. It's pretty awesome. And I'm really thankful that you guys are so interested in helping to spread the word of Emma. Really means a lot. I'm very fortunate to have people that like reading it and want to share it with their friends. Really means a lot. This makes me want to cry. ¿Dónde está el niño? That's going to be in the bonus content. This will be like a layout page. It'll be like, ¿Dónde está? Where's the little monkey? How do you say monkey in Spanish? I totally forgot. I remember I liked it, but I forgot how to say it. Might have to Google it. Might have to Google it. Googling. Googling. Monkey in Spanish is... How to say monkey in Spanish. Okay, I thought it would be just like right on the thing. That's not the word for monkey. El mono? Mico? I remember it being funnier. Monito? ¿Dónde está El monito. Where's the little monkey? Alright, so what's going on with this guy? We got his legs coming back here. We got motorbikes, 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 motorbikes. Yeah? Yeah. Oh. Yeah? Yeah. Motorbikes. Now that you can see them. I'm feeling very relaxed, though, today. Because it's Friday. I'm like, yay, it's the weekend. Get to relax. I'll probably work a little bit more on, you know, like things tomorrow. Work on some things for Los Comic. Yeah. And I'm just going to kind of wing that into a shape. Good. Enough. Good enough. All right, good enough. And this guy is also going to be riding his motorbike. Well, now at that point I don't want to like be coloring this and then be affecting that back one. Don't want that. So his bike doesn't get colored. But his will. This guy right here. And I'd like to know what that is. Is that an opening or is that his thumb? I don't know if I drew that properly. I'm going to have to go back in and fix that. That might be a fixer-upper for later. For dinner. Alright, Nico's bike! Shouldn't be too hard. Alright, just take care of that. The skin's in front, so we don't have to worry about painting over the skin. That's good. Simply go in there and do that. Oh, except for that's his arm. Not part of the bike. Good. Alright, bikes are done. Alright guys, it looks like we are approaching the end of this stream. So we got about 2 more minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and open the grounds to your question catapults. In fact, load your question catapults right now and cast them over the castle walls as I continue coloring some things. Alright? If you have any questions. Or you can just sit back, relax. And then we'll conclude in just a few short minutes. Okay, so this is going to be helmets. Helmets. Might be able to make them on the same layer as the motorbikes, actually. So I put an and symbol when I'm having like 2 things. So it's like and motorbikes, helmets. So at first glance it can be like, oh, there's 2 things on this layer. Because sometimes I'll do that. I'll be like, oh, I'll just put them both on the same layer because they're the same color, but then I'll forget about it later. And I always tell myself I'm going to remember, but I never do. So I've gotten tired of that. And I just begun labeling it properly. Okay. Motorbikes. Let's go ahead and select this guy's little straps there. Select that guy's little strap. I think that's a helmet. You're getting a helmet. Helmet on you. Helmet on you. Helmet on you. There we go. It's better. Helmet on Nico. I'm actually going to lasso this one. Oh, and that's the other thing. Alicia, now you know. Now you know the full design of Nico's helmet. It actually has a little spike on the top of it. Mono. Monito. Nico, little monito. Nikito. Nikito monito. I like that. Nikito monito. Oops. All right. So, yeah, going back to what I said. Ha! You got something wrong. Wrong. I have way too much fun with that. Okay, let's go ahead and refine dem edges. Let's expand our selection there, just a tad bit. And let's go ahead and fill that. Starting to take shape. Starting to take shape. I like it. Good selections. Good selections. Good selections. Oh, missed that little spot there. Missed that little spot there. More fan art will just have to be made. I expect it by tonight. You'll have it like done in 15 minutes. Yeah. All right. So the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign off, if you guys don't have any questions, is I'm just going to color in Tank's little skull on his mask there. Color in his skull really quickly. And this is basically like, again, this is what I call kind of autopilot work, because this is the point where I can just be listening to music, kind of relaxing, I can be thinking about stuff, and yeah, because it's not really hard work. It's just kind of a little bit time consuming, and you're basically setting up the piece. But the nice thing about this is that after you set up all of your masks, coloring it is so dang easy. So dang easy. And it actually becomes quite fun because you've done all the work, you've done all the setup work. And I said this before, I feel like a lot of my work is like 90% setup, and then 10% is when all of the like nice effects get put on. You know? It looks like I spent a lot of time like picking colors and like painting stuff, but really it's all just setup, and the last 10% of the time is just spent coloring. And I like it that way. Now I hope that I am increasing the selection enough there. Looks like I am. Yeah, I'm going way into that, so that's good. 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 And the skulls, I'm thinking the skulls as well as the eyes. I'll put the eyes on there too. So and symbol there, skull, eyes. Now let's go ahead and draw in Nico's eyes. And I'm really glad that you guys talked to me. Like, remember back when I was doing those concepts of Nico? I'm glad that you guys spoke up and basically said that Nico kind of looked a lot like Emma. And that caused me to really kind of take a look at that with his concept and make sure that he had some very unique features. And yeah, some unique features, and make sure that he stands out when when he's next to Emma. I like that. That looks good. Because I want them to both look like they're kind of young kids, but yeah, I don't want people getting confused and thinking that Nico's a girl. And basically, the way that I did that was actually very simple. The way that I made Nico look more boyish is I just moved his nose up a little bit and also his mouth up a little bit, so he has like a bigger chin, whereas Emma has like these big eyes, and then her nose and her mouth are very, very low next to her chin. Just those subtle changes really help to push the characters into their own look. So I wanted to say thank you very much. You guys have directly affected the comic. And I have a feeling you guys will continue to do so. All right, so this is starting to come together. The masks are starting to get separated, and we are getting ready. We're getting everything set up, and we're going to be moving into color here pretty soon. So I'm really, really excited about that. Alrighty! Oh! Lushy's asking if I could quickly sketch his bandana design. Yes, I can. I can do that. Or I wonder if I can show you really quick. I don't know if I No, I can't show you because the ones where his bandana is actually revealed, that's too far into the comic. So I will just go ahead and sketch it. I'll show you basically what happens with it. And then we will conclude day 30 of the KNKL EMMA show, EMMA stream, as I pull up iTunes so I can have my awesome outro. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw this. Let's draw his design. Okay, so basically, I was thinking about this, right? Because, like with Nico and Emma, they both have like this thing on their head. You know, Emma's design is basically this thing. Oh. Emma's design is basically this, right? And that's her hairpin. This little thing represents her hairpin. So I figured going from that to like a complicated like skull design, right, on Nico's helmet was going to be a bit much. And I had a feeling I was going to get tired of drawing this over and over and over again. So what I decided to do for Nico's bandana was, basically you see what's happening right there. Basically if you were to lay out his bandana, it would look like this. So it kind of ties off at the ears there, right? And then it kind of comes up. And it does this thing now. It has like a double triangle effect. It goes like that. And then the skull design is basically, imagine if the teeth of the skull were folded underneath this, right? Like if they were underneath the bandana. So basically this is what the design looks like. This kind of simplifies it and makes it very easy to draw. So you got this, and then you got one eye, and then the other eye. And that's it. So that's a much easier skull to draw because I don't have to like go down here and draw all these things and like that. I know it sounds kind of trivial, but like not having to draw those extra lines actually helps out quite a bit. And I feel like it adds a little bit more to his character. And again, it's comparable to Emma's little hairpin, which is just two shapes. You know, you just got, you know, that and then the two circles. And lately I've been playing around with whether I want them to be like circular like this. You know, they look more like kind of scared eyes, or if I want them to be kind of like angry. So for now, I've just been kind of like doing this thing. They're kind of angry, but they're also kind of circular at the bottom. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Nico's bandana design. So, alright guys, we are going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys once again for joining me on this lovely Friday evening for our intimate stream together. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday, and we're going to be picking up right back where we left off, either with this page, or we're going to go back and start inking page 1. I'll have to see how I feel at the time. So you guys take care, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Till then, take care.